Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. It is a massive day today because the hype starts to build for Team of the Year. Today is the day where we actually begin the process of Team of the Year by casting our votes to decide who's in the biggest promo of the year. Now, of course, with that, it's a fun day for opinions. Do you vote for in-game meta players who you want to use, or do you vote for who deserves it and who deserves to be in Team of the Year as one of the best players in the world, men's or women's, for the last calendar year? Will EA even tell us this year how much of our vote counts for the actual Team of the Year of who gets in? Probably not, but it's bound to bring the hype, guys. That's the big deal. It is truly Team of the Year time. And with that, we have to take a look at the market. Some prices should keep going up, but other ones are going to keep going down. It's a decent time to make coins, but it's also a decent time to still sell some cards before they drop further. We also have FC Pro coming today, but I'm not expecting a lot of other content. We'll discuss that in today's video. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Let's go over the content yesterday from Sunday first in FC 25, starting with the SBCs, because that's really all the content that we had yesterday. We started off with a player SBC, one of the ones that was leaked that we were expecting to get pretty soon. Sadio Mane, center attacking mid Sadio Mane with 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, and really cheap, to be completely honest. This SBC, I believe, is like 130,000 coins, if I'm not mistaken. The actual price is not calculating on Footbin at the moment. I believe it's not that expensive. I mean, if you take a look at the squads, it's only 3 squads. It's 85, 86, 87. Sure, fodder has gone up. As we talked about yesterday, we expected to see some fodder rises. We'll talk more about that in relation to the icon pack, but 5 skills, 4 weak foot. He can play striker on the right or center attacking mid. It's, again, kind of like how we talked about with Lukaku. It's not a crazy card. It's not 2 playstyle pluses. I mean, rapid plus is good, but is it that great? The rest of the playstyles, are they that insane? No, he's got 2 roll plus pluses, which are nice. I might try this card out myself, but it's just a fun card. And if you got links to him, or even if you have to go buy a couple players to link to him, if you're going to have fun using this Mane card, absolutely go and do it. I mean, man, I think back to 5-star skill Mane players and in relation to Team of the Year. Mane had a Team of the Year card a few years back that had 5-star skills and was absolutely disgusting. So I might just do this SBC for the vibes, just to try him out for a few games in Rivals. That's kind of what this card is for. If you're a Liverpool fan, maybe you get this done if you got a Saudi League team. There's a whole bunch of reasons you could want to get this one done. It's cheap. I really have no problems with it. I do believe it did make some cards go up. I had bought a Cristiano Ronaldo and a couple of Contes yesterday, Saudi League links. I actually just bought a couple more Ronaldos for like 200,000 coins flat. He's still like 230k. I think yesterday, as Footbin's graphs were working again, he did rise. You can see he went from 200k up to about 230, so he's still hanging around there at a little bit of an inflated price. I think some of your other Saudi League links are up, and they should stay up at least a little bit longer because of this Mane SBC and it being hyped. Now, the other SBC we had yesterday was the one we talked about at length, the 87 plus base or Centurion's icon upgrade. We didn't get the icon player pick. Again, we were expecting that this was probably the SBC we were going to get, and as expected, it's the same price. It's cheap. 85, 86, 87 rated squads for this, bringing it into a total of 146,000 coins. And, you know, I like that it's cheap. Again, at the moment, there's not a whole lot of player SBCs that some people think are really worth doing. Some of the fun players that we're mentioning, you know, some people like to play the game differently and not just do a bunch of those cards, and they like to do the icon packs. Of course, the icon packs bring that thrill of somebody who could be insane. You could pack a Bale, a Pelé, an R9, you know, somebody insane from this. I totally understand if you want to do this. I don't think it's a bad SBC. It's a 150k icon pack. Really, I have no problem with this at all. It's 87 plus. I don't know how the weight was on these yesterday. I saw a few tweets. A couple of you guys tweeted me some good stuff, but it wasn't like I had tons of people saying, Nate, these are cracked, go and do it. Again, usually when you have the cheaper icon packs like this, the weight isn't the greatest, but this is one that I'll look at throughout the week. If I'll probably either decide to do Lukaku and Mane and try a few fun cards, or I'll just do the icon pack and risk it. But then again, saving fodder kind of sounds good right now too with what's to come with Team of the Year. But speaking of fodder, I do want to look at prices. Yesterday, we shouted out 88s for 8,000 coins, and boy, was that a good investment. These cards went from the low 8K range all the way up to 9.7, but honestly, almost with all fodder right now, I don't think there's a hurry to sell. I think these 88s could go higher this week because more people are going to do the icon pack, and the big kicker is a lot of people are saving packs because what's there to open packs for right now when Team of the Year is on the horizon? We're talking more about it today. This is just amplifying the fact that saving packs for Team of the Year is really becoming a thing. Even though last year a lot of people were having bad memories of doing that, I still think a lot of us feel like it's worth to do this year because of what's in packs. So fodder wise right now, especially the low tier like 84s or 2K, we're probably getting some more upgrade pack SBCs this week that people are going to start saving for Team of the Year. Like I've got to go do my 85 combos for the day and chuck those into my beginning of a pack stash for Team of the Year. But I just think that fodder, it did rise yesterday, which is nice. I don't think you have to be in a hurry to sell. I mean, probably fodder would dip a little bit on Thursday with Division Rivals rewards, maybe a little bit at some other points during the week, but honestly, on fodder, it was so low, you might as well just hold on to it or at least keep lazy listing it if you're fully invested in it. I think that's a good place to be invested right now, to be honest. And I don't think that's going to cause a whole lot of panic. I don't think fodder is going to be dropping a whole lot in the next couple of days, like we mentioned, with not a lot of packs being opened and supplying that part of the market. So that was a content yesterday. Really, all that we got besides that was the new numero foot cards that were added to packs in the mini release, including the 91 rated Kamavinga card, who's around 1.3 million coins. I mean, what an upgrade for him. He's got the 4-star, 5-star skills. I didn't even see that. He's got Intercept Plus. He's got 2 Roll Plus Pluses, Box to Box, and Deep Lying Playmaker. No, he has 3. Wow. Is this one of the first 3 Roll Plus Plus players? Box to Box, Deep Lying Playmaker at CDM and CM. Impressive. And of course, he's got great playstyles. It's Kamavinga. I know a lot of you guys have Evos of him too. That makes your Evo card of Kamavinga look pretty nice though. When you see this one being 1.3 mil, you're pretty happy with your Kamavinga Evo that looks comparable to that, right? Now, for the rest of the team, there's some decent cards in here. I actually just bought a couple of Billy Gilmores at 40K with some chem styles because we got some Serial links that are brewing. Another SBC that is a leak still to come soon in the midfield, and then also with the Lukaku that is out. I just think this is a card with long ball and 90 passing. He looks pretty good for a cheap player, and he's got great play style, so that's hopefully a quick flip that we can make some profits on, but I would imagine his price goes a little bit lower as we get later into the week. Overall, though, not a crazy day of content on Sunday besides the icon. The icon was the main thing, and Sadio Mane was really nice as well. Now, to just kind of talk about the market here really quickly, prices on the market yesterday were kind of mid. I mean, we'll talk about the market in relation to Team of the Year and panic selling a little bit further. But of course, numero foot cards had some drops with squad battle rewards. Some of them have kind of bottomed out, and I think you could see a few rises into the day. But for most of these cards specifically, the numero foots we'll just mention right now. I mean, I flipped a Lewandowski last night. I was timing it perfectly. Right before I went to bed, I bought him at 790,000 coins, and then he went up to like 920, 930. I sold him at 900 flat as I was listing it overnight. He's back down to 750. I actually just got one on bid for 715. Probably my most risky play at the moment. There's my other Ronaldo for 200. Bought this one at 715. I hope that he can rise back up a little bit today. There's a lot of hype with this card, but for the most part, I'm going to start trading a lot more safe stuff and not with these numero foot cards. So again, these cards could be good to trade and flip because they're pretty rare. Not as many people opening packs, but then again, we have Team of the Year news. I think these are cards that you maybe just want to be careful with right now in this game. Let's get into the conversation though, guys, about Team of the Year. That is the biggest news, and the vote is coming today. That's why it's kind of, particular to today. Now, the question with the vote is, does it really matter that much? This was EA's tweet from a couple days ago saying, make your voice heard on January 6th. Does it matter? Does our vote matter? Well, we believe that it does to a certain extent, but EA have never told us to what percent our actual votes make up the final Team of the Year that comes out. Usually they say something like, the Team of the Year will be formed in combination with community votes and EA Sports, right? So we never know. The votes go crazy. Usually you can vote unlimited times, or at least it says you can submit a squad unlimited times. And the crazy thing, guys, is last year it feels like there was so much more hype for Team of the Year, like built up by EA, than there was or is this year. I mean, last year we had a whole kickoff show featuring the Golazo show and CBS with Jamie Carragher, who's now a hero in the game, Micah Richards, Thierry Henry. They had Alex Scott there, and then they brought on Puteus, and they brought on Jude Bellingham. But this year, there hasn't been a whole lot. Even last year, they posted the nominees days in advance of the vote. We have no information about who the actual nominees are this year for the vote. But what we do have is the official website. This is the site. I'll actually drop the link to this down in the description of the video just so that you can queue it up today and be ready for it. Wouldn't be surprised if it drops down and is laggy, at least around the time when the vote drops. But voting does open today, and I'm going to imagine it's going to open either at content or 1 to 2 hours before. That's usually the time that we see the Team of the Year vote open up. Now, some things just to mention with this, it's all about the nominees, and usually the nominees lists are massive, right? But last year, if you do remember, there were a couple people that were left out. Like, I think Kyle Walker was one massive name from the Defenders, as EA tweeted out the nominees that was not left in. You can see, like, here's a response on Twitter from Casey. She's like, yo, where's Kyle Walker in this? There's just one mention of that now, because if somebody is not getting a Team of the Year that maybe was expected to, and, you know, I'm just saying that because if you want to try to trade with on the market today, somebody who's not in the nominees that, you know, maybe was expected to be at least voted for in Team of the Year, maybe that would make one of their cards go up. Probably not a huge trading point today, but I just wanted to mention that because it has moved cards in the past. So definitely watch out for this page being updated with the nominees. It's going to be a blast, right? It's going to be, you know, it's going to bring out all the opinions. Do you vote for the players that you want to see in game? Like last year, I voted for, like, you know, Harry Kane because I was like, let's go. Give me a Team of the Year Harry Kane. That'd be sick. Or do you vote for who deserves it, like Mo Salah and some of those other players? I think this year's Team of the Year is going to be really, really interesting as well. Ronaldo, Messi. Is it going to be a fight between Ronaldo and Messi for 12th man? Are they going to be in the voting? Like, surely EA is going to put them in the voting, but how is that going to go down? This might be the first Team of the Year in a really long time without both of them, or at least one of them in. I mean, I think they've been in both. EA's found a way to get them in. They'll probably find a way to get them in this year as well. But this is where all that conversation begins today, guys. And again, Team of the Year, if you've never played during Team of the Year before, this promo is responsible for some of my best memories ever playing this video game, for sure. It is the best promo of the year, hands down. Last year, it left a bad taste in our mouth with the Team of the Year Messi glitch, the pack weight changes and stuff like that. But we're going to stay on top of it this year. We learned from last year. We're not saving all of our packs when the full team is out. So we have so much to talk about as we get into Team of the Year. Once again, we know all of the dates as well for Team of the Year, which is surprising to me why we don't have any other leaks about the nominees. There might be more leaks about the nominees and players that are going to be in the vote today, so watch out for that. But this is the official date calendar for Team of the Year, right? We are here today on the vote, Monday, January 6th. We are 8 days away from the first Team of the Year content dropping in this game, which will be Team of the Year warm-up, which is when the numero foot promo ends. But from now until then, it's voting, hype, and then leaks, guys. I would imagine we start getting leaks of Team of the Year players that are going to be included in the team this weekend, because last year it was either Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. It was in that time frame where we started to have leaks. It was like the day after the voting ended, leaks started coming out. And even before that, some of the icons, right? Team of the Year icons are confirmed to be in the promo once again. There's so much to talk about Team of the Year. We'll be talking about a lot of it as it comes, but I just kind of want to give you an overview of how Team of the Year is going to look. Of course, the 17th is when the first cards will come in packs. Attackers, they're in packs for 2 days. Then midfielders, they're in packs for 2 days. Then defenders. And then we get the full team on Thursday, and then the 12th man, and maybe some honorable mentions on Friday. Once again, we'll have a men's and a women's Team of the Year all at the same time. This is a big promo. It'll probably go all the way until February. Maybe it'll go past the 31st. We will have to see. It's Team of the Year, guys. We are in that season. It is very, very exciting. So I'm excited to see your guys' votes today. After you vote, make sure you tweet it to me. I would love to see it. That'd be a whole lot of fun. We'll talk through all that, especially as we head into the rest of the week and what other news we get. Because, again, leading into Team of the Year, this is when we start to see also some of the news and leaks about maybe new things that EA is going to add to Team of the Year this year to make it different. I do feel like EA got to deliver something different this year with Team of the Year. A lot of people have been questioning, will they do 3 Playstyle Plus cards? I think that is now out of question, even though that's where a lot of us would like to see the hype go. I don't think they're going to do that, man. After not putting 2 Playstyle Pluses on numero foot cards, I think it's just going to be 2 Playstyle Pluses for Team of the Years. But we'll see. Maybe EA will have some Easter eggs for us in announcement videos today, and we'll have some more stuff to talk about. But that's all the hype for that. Let's talk about the market a bit more. Will we see panic selling today is the next question that we have to ask, because the market overall is kind of a mixed bag, right? You've got some cards that are down on the top tier. Like we've been saying, a lot of the top tier cards have been going down, but a lot of the lower tier cards, you see me trading with those, right? Less than 200K, less than 100K on some of them, they're going up. There's strong demand for those types of players. Let's go back to last year and just kind of look and see how the market moved in total, because so far this year it's shaping up pretty similar. but also it feels a little bit different. This is last year killing Mbappe. He was 1.8 mil at the end of December. New year happens. Team of the year hype begins. You see it go from 1.9 mil all the way down to 1.4. And then, of course, you begin the big rise after Team of the Year, the big rise. Team of the Year brings so many coins to the market. That's one of the general market trends that you can be on the lookout for, is buying cards before and during Team of the Year to see a massive rise in the month or two afterwards. That's like a pattern you can count on with the top tier meta cards in this game. But Mbappe dropped 500K, 1.8, 1.9 mil down to the 1.4s. It looks like his lowest point was during Team of the Year when those cards were in packs, and he was probably in packs as well, as his Team of the Year card would have gone back out of packs during the first release there. So there was probably some multiple low points inside of here, but he kind of got to his lowest in early to mid-January, which is kind of where we are now. If we look at his graph this year, you see a similar drop-off, started a little earlier this year, 1.9 mil down to 1.54. He went back up, though, in this last weekend, as we saw a lot of the market from winter wildcards recover well into this weekend because of people saying, this numero foot is cheeks, let me go buy winter wildcards, right? But now he's kind of coming back down. The funny line here, as Footbin was not working and getting price data sent out, I guess, over the weekend, you can see that he's dropped off, though, for sure. And Mbappe, as we just looked at right now, is like 1.5 million coins. There was one even listed under at 1.49. So that's the first time I think Mbappe's ever been under 1.5 mil. I think the way this market feels right now for me, though, I think we have more market crash incoming. I don't think we are at the low. Even though by that graph of last year, it looks like we should be near the low, I think it's going to be a little bit different this year. And I think just the way the market feels, it still feels overall like most cards, even from winter wild cards, are at least too much still. I know a card like Vinny Jr. winter wild cards, this guy was 2.3, 2.4 million coins. He's now 2 million flat, just over 2 mil for the left wing version of Vinicius Jr. Like, we have seen some price drop-offs on the top tier. Like, that's a pretty crazy drop-off, man. If we look at his graph, again, in the last 14 days, he was down, right? And then we had the nice rise. He went from 2.1 mil up to 2.4 almost on Friday, and he's been dropping since. But I still think for a lot of these cards, we still have some more drop to go, especially on the top tier. Again, that's the price points that I would be the most worried about. Expensive players, 500K and above, but especially players that are like 1 million coins, 2 million coins. Those are the ones that people will be selling because they will be wanting to use new players inside of Team of the Year. Here's Pele, right? Pele was 6 mil at the middle of December. Here we are now at 3.9. I still think that can go down a couple more 100,000 coins. Maybe he's going to get his first promo icon of the year. Maybe he's going to be a Team of the Year icon. That could maybe make his price drop a bit more too, as people will want a new and better version for that high tier type of card. So I know not everybody can afford those, but I think that part of the market's still going to drop. Now, content-wise for the rest of this game, numero foot is decent, right? But it's not crazy, at least in terms of most of the cards that are dropping. The SBCs, like we've been saying every single day, they're fun SBCs, but they're not absolutely crazy cards. So I think for the lower tier part of the market, I think we're pretty safe. There seems to be still a very good showing of demand on those sorts of cards. Like, if we look back at the same winter wildcard team here from team 1 of winter wildcards, you have cards like Gehi, cards like Parejo that are still doing very well. I've even invested myself into some more winter wildcards. I still have all the Rolfos that I bought for 130K on Friday night. She even went to 115, 120 on Saturday, and now look at her price. She has been skyrocketing in the last 24 hours from 130K now to 160,000 coins. That's a huge rise there, and that's a card that I still want to keep holding on to because she's still going. And this part of the market, some of those price range updated players like we were mentioning to invest in, they're starting to rebound really well. I actually just went out and picked up a few David Neres at 27,000 coins. I bought him on Friday night at 23, sold him at 27, but these cards just continue to go up. Serie A links seem to be pretty hype right now. This is one of the most used cards in winter wildcards from both of the teams. So like right now at 27K, I feel like there's not a whole lot of risk with this. I probably have like 10 of them. It's not that big of an investment, but these are the cards that I don't think are going to get panicked as much on the market today. So I wouldn't pay too much more than 27K for a card like this, but do a little bit more research, man. Find some of those cards like a Rolfo. Maybe it's Onana, right? I mean, he's up a little bit. I think he was 13K over the weekend. Where's Kobe Mainu? I was buying Kobe Mainu on Saturday for he's 15K. I was buying him at 13,000 coins, right? If you look at his graph from yesterday, he's been going up too. So these kind of cheaper cards that got their price range updates are starting to have some more rises in price. The lower tier is starting to have a bit more of a rise in price. I think that's the part of the market. If you want to trade, I think that's where you want to be. There should be less drops there because there's still strong signs of demand. And as you can see, yesterday was a pretty good trading day for me. I bought this for 1.1. I'm just saying this to give you the confidence to go out and still trade on the market. Don't be too scared today that you're like, oh, Nate, team of the year is coming. Team of the year, panic. There's going to be a lot of it. There might be some. But I honestly think that the market's still in a pretty decent spot if you're trading with the right cards to make some good coins. So that's my market yap there. And one last thing about fodder, guys. I think fodder-wise, as we already mentioned, prices can continue to go up. There's one specific part of fodder that I do want to draw attention to early, because if that fodder is going up, but this fodder is not, this screams investment to me. Guys, last week on Tuesday, we had the 83 times 10 SBC released, and that made Team of the Weeks continue to stay high after the 82 times 14 went away. The 85 combo upgrade expires tomorrow, and that means there's probably something else that's going to replace it, and EA is probably knowing that we are one of saving packs for team of the year, so they're probably going to require informs if they do another 83 times 10 or an 82 times 14. If they do that, those are the two SBCs that we would need to have informs go up. But I think informs at 12k flat will be ideal. Get them on bid. I think there's a lot of people investing here already, but I think honestly they're investing with good reason. I really do. I think these cards could be 15k later in the week, maybe 16, 17, and in general, it seems like a pretty safe investment when you don't have a lot of people opening packs and you have more SBCs coming that people are going to want to stack, like next week for sure, before Team of the Year comes out, especially pack type SBC. So I think informs at 12k could be a move. I'm not a big inform investor. I just can't be asked to go buy 50 to 100 of them and let them sit on my transfer list and try to sell them all at the same time. I just like flipping individual cards, like you guys know I always do. But for you that like to invest in fodder like that and informs, I think there's a good shout to invest there. I wanted to shout that out because I think more people are going to be getting on that today. Again, 12k would be what I'd go for. Now let's talk about Monday content today, because there's two big things. First thing is upgrade packs. Mondays always bring us upgrade packs, and the 80 plus double is expiring today. I haven't really been doing any of these. Hopefully the player picks come back today. If we get those this week, I will still rip player picks with the daily gold, silver, and bronze upgrades. That'll help me still have some fodder moving within the club. Yeah, I'm saving packs. I'm going to save the high rated ones, but those daily packs plus the player picks, hopefully they drop today, would help me craft whatever other upgrade pack like the 85 combo comes out today. Maybe if I want to just mess around and do an 86 plus campaign mix or try to craft the icon, that could still help out with that. So that is nice. If you still have the winter wildcards crafting, I've kind of forgotten about that because I've got it done. But if you still have the objective there too, that's a decent shout too if you haven't got all those done. Of course, we're expecting a player SBC. We might not get a player SBC, but I think if we're getting one today, it would be this Benini card. She's the only card right now that we have the official league stats for, and since we kind of get the gist of this promo now, we got number 6s yesterday released in the mini release, right? Kamavinga, Stiller, all those cards that were released were number 6. Genduzi is number 8, and Wissa is number 11. I think Genduzi is going to be dropped on the day that the number 8s, like we talked about in yesterday's video, like Goretzka, and those players are dropped, so maybe Wednesday, and then Wissa might be on Friday. So that's just my guess. I could be wrong, but that makes me think that if we're getting a player SBC today or tomorrow, it would be Benini. This is her official card. Liga F Argentinian Links Technical Plus. Not an insane card. Another, if it works for you, maybe a fun card for a pretty cheap price. So if we're going to get a player SBC, that's the one that I would expect we would get today. Evolution-wise, I'm not expecting any Evos today as well. There is a leak out there for maybe like a center defensive mid sort of Evo, but that might not be today. Do we have any evolutions expiring today? We do not have any evolutions expiring today, at least in the regular Evo section. So it might be a day without any Evos, but we could, and actually this could be maybe one of the main parts of content today because it would give us maybe some good packs to save, get a new friendly mode. The Winter Wildcards draft mode goes away. I do think something will replace this today, maybe some sort of numero foot cup, or I don't know if EA would start with like Team of the Year content in the game already. They might save that for next week, but I do expect there to be a new friendly cup today. Again, it's probably going to be a lot of gold and gold. Hopefully there's a nice end pack like an 8310, 84 times 5, like this one was pretty solid too. So watch out for a friendly mode there because the draft is expiring. And then of course we have to finish up by talking about FC Pro. I already clicked on this image here really quick. FC Pro today, guys, is back. There is in objectives, of course. This is the pro matches where if you watch the stream for an hour, you get a 50K pack. That objective is here. It's Rivals Pro Season 4. You do get a lone Gravenberch for 9 games too, which is not bad. But this is the 50K pack. If you watch it on YouTube or if you watch it on Twitch for an hour, you get the rewards. The thing that I want to mention about this today, though, is that these cards are back in action again. And if you take a look at the upgrades, there's huge potential for these cards. It was on this day last year that we saw some of the FC Pro cards absolutely explode. If you take a look at the upgrades for these cards right now, this is the card for Jafonzo, who is the pro that, if you look at the group standings, is in first place on 12 points. This is the second round of Group A matches. They will all play 5 matches once again today, one against every other pro. And then whoever, I think it's top 2, either top 1 or top 2 in the group, move on to the, let's see, culminating in the final, which takes place, I think it's top 1 or top 2. They culminate to go into the final. So today you have a lot of upgrades on the line, guys. Let's say Fabio Carvalho's pro, Jafonzo, who is the favorite. He gets 4 more points. That gets him a +1 overall. He gets 4 more points. He's probably going to be near the top or top of the group still. That means he's going to qualify to the knockout round, which means he has a +2 upgrade. This Carvalho could be an 89 rated card by the middle of the week, +2 overall. There's no other upgrades besides a roll plus, but that's pretty massive. Then you add on top of that some of the other players that are in the hunt to get out of the group as well, like a Bino Gittins. This card could be disgusting after today's games. If he gets 16 points, which, I mean, he had 9 before. If we look at the group, Stingray is in second place. He went 3-2. He had a 9 point showing the first time around. If he gets up to 16, which would be doubling, basically a little bit less than that, the points that he had last time, he would get 1, 2, 3 upgrades, given that he would be in second place or first place to move on to the next round. That's kind of the hype with this. I think 2 people, I'd have to double check on that. You guys in the comments maybe let me know if it's the first guy or the second guy that goes in. We'll be talking about it today on stream for sure, to see, 6 players will go head to head in their groups, culminating in the final. Okay, it doesn't, I have to read up more on this, to be honest. Does it say here? Sorry, this is like slowing me down. Group A, matchups, participants. No, it's not showing. You guys will have to let me know down in the comments who it is that gets on in the next round, whether it's just first or second place. But we'll be talking about that today in stream. We'll get it cleared up. And then these are the players that are live today. Carvalho, Amrabat, Redondo, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Morsi, and Gittins. Again, I think right now in terms of the group stage, it is Carvalho's guys first. Then it's Oxlade-Chamberlain, and then it is Bino Gittins. And then after that, it is Redondo. I forget who Charif is. And then Mark 11 is Morsi. So Amrabat would be Charif. So yeah, those are your live cards you have in action today. Those cards could be crazy. There could be some panic selling in the hype of the games, but at the same time, I could see these cards skyrocketing. This is a risky play if you want to go all in on one of these, or maybe you already are in 190 for that. I can't turn that down. So I'm going to buy a Bino Gittins and cross my fingers that like his pro goes crazy today. But I'm not going to put a lot of coins in that, considering where we are with a whole lot of Team of the Year hype today. But I did want to talk about that in length in today's video because there are going to be a lot of market movements there. And I would say too, for the other cards, the flip side of this is, let's say Bino Gittins, who I just bought, doesn't end up getting like 1 upgrade, that's it, and his player is out of the tournament, his card's going to crash like crazy. So today is a really big day for these cards too. It's very risky. For potential upgrades, they could go sky high, but then if their player gets knocked out and they don't go further on a tournament, there's going to be a lot of selling. So that's kind of the ups and downs of today in terms of FC Pro Live. Other than that, usually when these pro players play on the Mondays, it's not that crazy of days for content. So we will see how that goes, if that maintains the consistency we've seen before. We're going to keep trading, and we'll see if there's any big market movements or big leaks today about Team of the Year. But guys, Team of the Year hype is officially here, man. It starts today. I can't wait to see what sort of news we get, what sort of information we get, and bring on the best promo of every year in FC 25. If you're excited for Team of the Year as well, drop a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, comment below if you have any questions, and I will see you guys in the Twitch stream today. That link is down below in the description as well. It's been TheFutAccountant. Have a great Monday. Peace.